Hi, in this video, we'll talk about try with multiple catch blocks. Okay, so is that possible for a single try? Can we write multiple catch blocks? So if we can write, is there any rules on that? So we'll discuss everything in this video. So we can have multiple catch blocks for single try block. Okay, that is possible. Exception catch block should be the last catch block. So we'll say catch exception E, right? So if you're writing something like that, that should be the last catch block. If you have multiple catch blocks, exception should be the last catch block. And duplicate catch blocks are not allowed. Okay, with the same name, if you have multiple catch blocks, it will not allowed. So by taking one example, we'll see all these things. Okay, let me go to Visual Studio Code. So here I have written one class called try with multiple catch blocks example. So inside this, I'm reading one input, one value from the keyboard using scanner class that we already discussed. So enter the number. I'm giving the number, and here I'm using here that n. This n I am using here 5 by n, right? So, and I'm using catch block. Inside the catch block, I'm using exception class. This is super class, right? It will handle all kind of exceptions. So here I'm printing that exception. That's it. Simple. Okay. So now, if I try to execute this, so it will ask me enter the number. If I put to 2, so smooth execution, 5 by 2, so something like that, it is giving me 2. But if I give 0, you see that you'll get what exception? Java.lang arithmetic exception division by 0, right? 5 by 0, you'll get arithmetic exception. So I'll try to execute again. I'm giving high. Instead of number, I'm giving some string. That time you'll get number format exception for input string high, right? So this is another exception. So with the help of exception, I can handle all these exceptions. So how many exceptions you will get? Everything can be handled with this exception class. Then if it is there, why to use arithmetic exception separately, number format exception separately, IO exception separately? Why we need to write like that, right? So with this simple exception, we can handle everything. We already saw, right? We have given 0, we have given string. So here exactly it is showing what exactly happening arithmetic exception. Here it is exactly saying what exception you will get, number format exception. So why to write separate catch blocks, right? So let's assume the same example. If I put 0, you need to handle in different way. My exceptional, that handling code will be different. Okay, if I give string, my handling code should be different. If I give something else for that exception, my handling code should be different. But here I cannot put those many conditions here. So simply only one means this is same for all the exceptions, not customized for each and every exception. So because of that, we can write different exceptions, right? If you get arithmetic exceptions, this is my alternate code. If you get number format exception, this is my alternate code. That flexibility I do not have with this catch block, with this exception class, right? For all the exceptions, I have only single handling code, same handling code. So then, now what we'll do, we'll write different catch blocks. Okay. So first, let me copy paste this again. Okay, so here arithmetic exception. So here number format exception. Okay, so instead of this, what I'll write here, handling code for arithmetic exception. Okay, so here, so let me copy this. This is number format exception. Okay, so if you have arithmetic exception, it will jump into the arithmetic exception and this alternate code will execute. If you found number format exception, it will jump into the number format exception. It will use this handling code. So I have flexibility for each and every type of exception, right? That is the advantage when you use different exceptions handling code. Okay, so now if I try to execute here, I have given 0. You see that handling code for arithmetic exception I'm getting. So what happened? The moment when it finds arithmetic exception, it will search there is any handling code for arithmetic exception. If it finds, it will jump into that. The same way, if I execute again, so if I give hi, you see that handling code for number format exception. The moment it finds number format exception, so it will jump into that and it will execute. If both are not there, so it will use exception. Right. So this is how you can have multiple catch blocks for a single try. And what we discussed, exception block should be the last. Okay. So I'll cut this one and I'll put here in the first. Okay. So let me execute now. You see that? I'm getting 2 errors. One is at this arithmetic exception catch block. Another one is number format exception catch block. The reason what it is saying, exception, arithmetic exception has already been caught. Exception, number format exception has already been caught. So it is already handling, where here it will handle everything, right? Irrespective of arithmetic, number format, IO exception, interrupted exception, XUL exception, whatever it is. So this will handle. But if it is handling, why this code now? What is the use of this code? And what it will do, the moment it finds the exception, that it will go to the immediate catch block first. Okay, here if it is handling, then it will go inside this, it will ignore this, right? If this catch block is not corresponding to this exception, then it will go to the next catch block. But here, this is exception superclass, it will handle each and every exception, then this is not needed. So because of that, it is objecting. Already you are catching that exception, why you need these two? So because of that, you should have this at the end. Then what happens? If it is arithmetic, it will check here. Okay, this is arithmetic, it will go inside this, it will execute. If it is number format, what it will do? It will check here. Okay, this is not the which I'm looking for. So it will go here. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. It will jump here. If both are not matching, then it will go here. It will execute this. But if you put exception in the top, so these are all no use. Because of that, it will throw an error. Sorry, means it will throw error. Now, this point we discussed, right? Exception catch block should be the last catch block. Duplicate catch blocks are not allowed. So frankly speaking, this exception, this one, the previous condition, duplicate only. Exception will handle arithmetic and arithmetic will handle arithmetic. So because of that, it very similar to this kind of, okay. Okay, anyhow, I copy pasted arithmetic exception again, and exception I moved to the end. So if you try to compile now, to execute now, you'll get the same thing. Exception, arithmetic exception has already been caught. So you are catching here, then why you need this, right? So duplicate is not allowed, right? Exception should be at the end and duplicate is not allowed. You can have multiple catch block. So with the respective catch block, you can handle different handling code. That flexibility you will have with the different catch blocks. So because of that, you can write multiple catch blocks. Okay. So this is all about try with multiple catch blocks. Okay. So what could be the possible interview questions from here? So is it possible to have more than one catch block for a single try? Yes, we have. We have already seen order of catch blocks. We just discussed it, right? Exception should be at the end. Is it possible to have duplicate catch blocks? No, it is not possible. Okay, we discussed all these things with an example. Okay, that's all in this video. Thank you.